Hey, what's up everyone? Thunderbob back again, playing some Diablo 2 Resurrected. I am checking out the Kicksin again. This is a character I played pretty recently, and I realized I made one mistake on the gear. I forgot to upgrade the Gore Riders to the Elite version, which impacts damage, as kick damage is based on your footwear. You can see that kick damage 83 to 149, whereas the exceptional version tops out around 83 damage. So it's a considerable increase. I'm going to rerun this. The gear otherwise is pretty much the same. If you want to see the full spec and full gear, I'll have a link to that video. But it's basically based around Dragon Talon, which is a very, very fast attacking skill. One of the fastest in the game, actually. And it is single target, so you also use Death Sentry to take advantage of it, and we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna do Andariel in players 8 just to see how quickly I can get this done. Let's do our buffs. Venom and burst of speed. I've got max resistance even without fade right now, so let's go kick some butt. Oh yeah. That does help. I was probably losing, about 30% of my damage at least from having the exceptional version of those boots. And with all the multipliers and everything, it definitely adds up. With this build, you basically kill one thing, and then the death sentries will explode and kind of chain reaction from there. I just love how ridiculously fast that you attack with this build. It's so fun. So you do have some weird things where, like, your range is an issue, or you get caught up on different objects. Like that, you're kind of like just kicking into the air. You do need a little bit of mana steal, as you attack so quickly you can kind of run through it pretty easily. And that life tap is really nice from the Dracul's grasp. I can't hit that guy. That was weird. And before I was having a little bit of difficulty in this player 8 difficulty. I feel like these better boots definitely make a pretty big difference, so that might have been my fault. Ripping through these elite guys without much difficulty. And there's that corpse explosion. It can almost like chain react if you can do it right. I've been using Storm Lash. I want to try out Last Wish again and see how it does. That attack speed is just so ridiculous. It's a fun build, if nothing else. I still think, it's a great single target, so for like Ubers, maybe speedrunning to like particular bosses. But it's not as effective, I think, when you got large crowds of enemies. I lost my mercenary. And you really feel kind of unstoppable. It's a lot like a Smite Paladin. Right. That was easy. And last time I went to, like, the pits, I might just go to... Let's see if we can find, like, maybe, the Countess. Actually, let's go get my mercenary first.
Welcome. Greetings.
Go ahead and rebuff. This build is very, very fast in Player 1 difficulty. Player 8, it maybe doesn't scale quite as well, but I would definitely compare it to like a Smiter. It has maybe a little bit more utility, if maybe a little less pure damage. You get a lot of cool tools between, you know, Fade, Burst of Speed, Cloak of Shadows, your traps and stuff. Like, a lot of utility. Maybe not just the pure damage and survivability at times, but it's a fun build. And those death sentries can really, like, start stacking up pretty quick if you get a couple of dead guys in a big group of enemies. A hole. There we go. And like always, I've been checking out builds that people have requested, and also builds kind of from my history that I played with back in the day to get kind of a feel for how they're doing now, how effective they are, to decide what I want to play when this game comes out, you know, in a month or two. But if there are any builds that I have not checked out, if there's something in particular you want to see, a specific area in Act 1 or 2, a specific, you know, class or build or anything, just let me know, and I'll be happy to try to cover that. I love that fire, but it is a little bit overkill. I actually really love all the lighting in the dark areas, like the way that trap lights all the rocks and stuff. This first level is always so crazy. Just watch those kicks. It's so ridiculous. Her head looks a little messed up. I'm kicking so fast my helm is disappearing. Ah, physical immune. Screw those guys. I think you're always supposed to go to the left in the pits, is that right? Like, left from the way you enter. From your character's perspective, I mean. I didn't check my cheat sheet. so far, so good going left. That's the really nice thing about Enigma, is you can kind of just skip over the stuff that you don't have the capabilities of easily dispatching. And the corpse explosion from the trap does do half fire, half physical, so it's fairly effective against physical immune. Though not completely. And that conviction will help somewhat too. I don't really like the coloring on these runes. Okay, so that was Andariel and the Countess in a player 8 difficulty, using the correct gear this time, including elite boots. And I would say that was a fair bit quicker than my previous video, maybe doing like 20 to 30% more damage on my kick, which is a good amount of the damage I'm dealing. Yeah, I'm going to end it here. If you enjoyed this, I have a whole playlist full of Diablo 2 Resurrected stuff. Check it out if you like it. Think about subscribing. I would appreciate it. Thanks again, and have a good night, everyone.